The notorious drug lord Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán, once considered the most powerful drug trafficker in the world, has been the subject of international fascination due to his criminal empire and multiple high-profile prison escapes. After his recapture in 2016, El Chapo was extradited to the United States, where he was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. In this video, we explore why El Chapo's experience in this Supermax prison can be considered worse than death. But before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more thrilling videos. Let's get started. El Chapo Guzmán was extradited to the United States, where he was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. He was assigned to the United States Penitentiary Administrative Maximum Facility, also known as ADX Florence, a Supermax prison designed to hold the most dangerous and high-profile criminals. While some may argue that life imprisonment itself is a severe punishment, this essay argues that El Chapo's confinement in the ADX Florence is worse than death. This essay will explore the characteristics of ADX Florence, the conditions endured by its inmates, and the psychological toll it takes on those confined within its walls. The ADX Florence, a fortress of isolation. This Supermax prison is a fortress of isolation, specifically designed to house the most dangerous and escape-prone inmates. It is located in Colorado and boasts state-of-the-art security measures to minimize contact between prisoners and the outside world. In ADX Florence, inmates are subjected to unimaginably harsh living conditions, spending 23 hours a day locked inside small cells, devoid of natural light or any meaningful human contact. The solid concrete walls prevent visual or auditory communication between prisoners, plunging them into a world of perpetual solitude. The extreme isolation and sensory deprivation experienced within ADX Florence take a severe toll on the mental well-being of its inmates, leading to psychological deterioration and despair. The living conditions. The living conditions in ADX Florence, where El Chapo is confined, are incredibly harsh and restrictive. Inmates spend the majority of their time, up to 23 hours a day, locked in their small cells, which measure only 7 by 12 feet. These cells are windowless and have solid concrete walls, preventing any visual or auditory contact with the outside world. This lack of sensory input can have a profound psychological impact, leading to a deterioration of mental health and well-being. The isolation fosters a profound sense of loneliness and despair, with little opportunity for social interaction or emotional support. Psychological impact. El Chapo's confinement in the ADX Florence, with its extreme isolation and sensory deprivation, has undoubtedly had a profound psychological impact on him. The lack of human contact, limited communication opportunities, and the absence of meaningful social interaction have likely contributed to a deep sense of loneliness, despair, and psychological deterioration. Prolonged solitary confinement, as experienced in the Supermax prison, can lead to severe mental health disorders such as depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. The perpetual nature of his confinement, with no hope of release or improvement in living conditions, exacerbates these psychological challenges and may induce a state of existential anguish. Furthermore, the severe restrictions on movement and the absence of meaningful activities deprive El Chapo of any opportunity for personal growth, rehabilitation, or a sense of purpose. The lack of access to educational programs, vocational training, and meaningful work assignments denies him the chance to develop new skills or engage in constructive activities. Without these outlets, his cognitive abilities may decline, and the absence of mental stimulation can contribute to the deterioration of his overall psychological well-being. Dehumanization and loss of identity. Supermax prisons aim to strip inmates of their individuality, reducing them to mere numbers within the system. This dehumanization process further intensifies the suffering experienced by individuals like El Chapo. Loss of privacy and autonomy. Inmates in Supermax prisons are subjected to constant surveillance, with their every move monitored and recorded. Privacy becomes a luxury they can no longer afford. This lack of autonomy reinforces the dehumanizing nature of their confinement, making them feel like cogs in a machine rather than human beings. Institutionalization. Extended stays in Supermax prisons can lead to institutionalization, where inmates become dependent on the structured and controlled environment of the prison. When released, they struggle to reintegrate into society and often find it difficult to function outside the regimented routines to which they have become accustomed. Lack of rehabilitation opportunities. Supermax prisons prioritize security over rehabilitation, focusing on incapacitation rather than addressing the root causes of criminal behavior. This approach fails to provide inmates like El Chapo with the necessary tools and opportunities for personal growth, making their release and reintegration into society more challenging. Ethical considerations. The harsh conditions and treatment experienced by inmates in Supermax prisons raise ethical concerns about the purpose and effectiveness of such punitive measures. While it is essential to hold individuals accountable for their actions, subjecting them to prolonged suffering and psychological torment challenges the principles of human rights and the prohibition of cruel and unusual punishment. Alternatives and criticisms. The use of Supermax prisons like ADX Florence is not without its critics. Many argue that the harsh conditions and extreme isolation do not serve the purpose of rehabilitation, but rather exacerbate mental health issues and increase the likelihood of reoffending upon release. Critics advocate for alternative approaches, such as focusing on restorative justice, therapeutic interventions, and community-based programs that aim to address the root causes of criminal behavior. Human rights concerns. The conditions at ADX Florence raise significant human rights concerns. International human rights organizations have criticized the use of prolonged solitary confinement as a form of cruel, inhumane, and degrading treatment. The United Nations Special Rapporteur on Torture has called for the complete abolition of prolonged solitary confinement, emphasizing its detrimental effects on mental health. Legal challenges and controversies. The use of Supermax prisons, including ADX Florence, has faced legal challenges and controversies. Lawsuits have been filed against the prison for its treatment of inmates, citing violations of the 8th Amendment of the United States Constitution, which prohibits cruel and unusual punishment. These legal battles raise questions about the ethics and legality of subjecting individuals to such extreme conditions. Conclusion. And that concludes our deep dive into the Supermax prison where infamous drug lord El Chapo is being held. The tales of his escape and capture have captivated the world, but what awaits him behind those impenetrable walls is a fate worse than death. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video informative, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content. And as always, we appreciate your comments and suggestions. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.